after a long time. Doing it now when the scenario is looking very, very grim and gritty. So let me dive straight into the picture and share with you my screens so that you can actually understand what we are saying and why we are saying. Right? I'm sure you can see my screen just now. So first trade or the first counter that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Nasdaq, which is the tech index of the US markets. What you're currently seeing is the day chart of the of Nasdaq. But let's start with the month first, then go with the week, and then go back to the day chart. Now, the month chart, though it's almost the third week of April, so the chart is almost well formed. And if you look at the last candle, it's a bearish Marubazu, which is almost engulfing the previous month of March on Nasdaq. So the first sign of negativity has just walked in, right? So this is clearly now talking about you are at the upper Bollinger Band, turning down, and expected to move to the mid Bollinger Band or the lower Bollinger Band in future. How much more can it come down? We will check it out on the monthly supports and the weekly supports. But on the look of the chart, your first monthly support is somewhere near 14,130 or 150. Please remember this because I'm going to be drawing these charts and doing it 1 second. Let me avoid the charts drawing completely. Right. So the first support is approximately 14,300 is where I would expect. That's about another about 1,000 points down on the monthly support. Whereas if you look very carefully, you have a blue moving average, which is nothing but the 8 moving average. And that is exactly, if you look at it, at 14,750. So that should be a first support and then lower down at 14,300. Right? Now, this is the monthly support. So you got to wait, which will be very, very strongly tested and held. When you check the weekly chart for the Nasdaq, your support is at 14,900. Currently, you are at 15,300. Your support is at 15,900. First support, second support at again 14,300, which we have just recently identified as the monthly support also. It has been the previous resistances tested once in the month of November and expected to be tested again around either April or mid-May. This should be tested over here. 14,300 should be tested. Now, this supports are important. I would expect them to touch and bounce back in case if the geopolitical scenario does not deteriorate further. The other indicators have also indicated a downtrend has started. Your Williams R, MACD, and Stochastic are all talking of that. The same thing on checked on day chart is clearly indicating to you of about 6 black crows in a row. 6 black crows in a row, super trend turning down, 8 moving average turning down, 20 on top, 34 below it, and you are below your lower Bollinger Band, clearly curving down and bands expanding. As we have been talking about in all our courses, lower targets can be expected. We're already at a strong support zone, currently at 15,150. This is going to be broken and you will test 14,300, but prior to that, it will be 14,750. So the first test will be 14,700 and then 14,300 on the Nasdaq. It will not be a straight fall. You may see dead cat bounces in the coming week. You had good 6 days of fall. You can expect a dead cat bounce to trap retail traders to enter into a long position, but that will be a trap to trap the retailers. The scenario going ahead on Nasdaq should be sell on any rise for a target of 14,700 or 14,300. That being Nasdaq, let me take Dow Jones. As I was telling you just now on Nasdaq, you will realize Dow Jones on 1 second. Let me take it a monthly chart first. Can expect things to come down. In case if this is coming down, your first target is 36,700, which is the 8 Bollinger Band, and then at the mid Bollinger Band of 34,500. Do realize indicators are just giving you a negative crossover. Stochastic has, Williams is falling down, and MACD also is now giving you a negative crossover. And the last candle, if you look at the price action, is bearish engulfing of the last 2 months. So a downward trend will be expected. Monthly, on the weekly chart, you have 3 black crows, a negative trend, upper Bollinger Band curving down, 8 moving average curving down, and indicators curving down. Again, negative. On the weekly support, the support is 37,130 or 150. Current price is 37,986, almost 38,000. Your first support is at 37,150. Next support will be at 35,500. It's a long way down. And in between, we have our 34 moving averages at 36,510 or 36,500, also going to be acting as a support. The 34 moving average is going to be a strong support to bounce back from. It's already at the mid Bollinger Band. That is why I'm saying 34 moving average will be a strong support to look for, which is 36,500 or 36,600. That is the place I'm expecting the first bounce back on a weekly chart. If you look at Dow Jones on the day chart, after a clear fall, it's come into sideways movement and given you the first green candle on Friday. The first green candle on Friday is again to bring hope into retailers that the market is about to bounce. I will not like to buy this at this point of time. If I have to buy Dow Jones, my Dow Jones buying will only happen above this level, 38,800. That's again about 1,000 points away from here. Why am I saying that? Because the upper Bollinger Band is flattening and the lower Bollinger Band is turning down. In that case, market will consolidate over here, which it is for the last 1 week, five trading days, and then is expected to go further down. That means it should go something like this. So at this point of time, on the US markets, I am very clear. I'm not a buyer on any. I am not a buyer at all. I'm a seller on every rise, waiting for my supports to be taken up, and then I will look at it. At this point of time, I would suggest no new positions coming into the picture. Right? All right. That being done, we done Dow Jones, we've done Nasdaq. Let's do TSX also. Again, we will start by the monthly channel first. Almost identical to Dow Jones. One single bearish Marubazu engulfing last 2 months of candle rise. In just one candle, they have bearish engulfed 2 months. So look for downtrends. First support on the downtrend is at 33,000 or 34,000. 1 second. Why is it showing 34? Kamal, why is it showing 34?
Yeah, the mid Bollinger Band.
Oh, but then what is the price currently? Oh, sorry.
So that
He's still showing
yeah,
he's still
yeah,
showing Dow Jones and not SPX.
yeah, it's taking down DJI.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. Sorry once again for the ESX composite channel. The last candle is that was so all my recording on TSX earlier said please ignore it because the chart was that of Nasdaq. Right? So talking about why is this here? So on TSX, the monthly chart is stronger as compared to Nasdaq and Dow Jones because he has still not broken the previous month's low. The previous month's low is still not broken, which is nothing but 21,3994. So I would wait for that and then convertly talk about TSX going into negative trip. However, your indicators of stochastic and Williams are is talking about a downtrend about to start. About to start. Right? So what we should be now looking at is trading on a your first it should be over here, which is also the super trend happening on top. Right? So the first support is over here, which is lower of the mid Bollinger Band. And then this is your next support, 18,250. Now, the reason why TSX is different than Dow Jones is primarily because the reason I'm looking at it is because US is expected to go into the election mode very shortly. So whenever we go to election modes, whichever part of the world you may be, if there is election in the local country, there will be volatility within the markets. Funding will be picked up from the stock market by every political party. Whether we like it or not, this is an unknown fact and accepted fact globally. So there will be volatility, which is the reason why the American elections will get funded through that way also. Clear? However, on the TSX, that is still not been seen, predominantly done on a monthly chart. If you change that chart from monthly to weekly, you realize you have two black crows forming and there's a hammer over here. But your indicators have already given you a crossover of coming down. So your first support zone should be over here at 21,134. You are about 700 points away from your first support. You could be a buyer at 21,200, 21,150. You could be a buyer of select strong stocks only for a small uptick. Only for a small uptick. But if you want to be a good buyer, you wait for this level to be achieved of 20,700 to really go into buying. Come into full-fledged buying. At 20,600 or 20,700, this is the resistance here. These are the resistances here on weekly charts. For weekly chart resistances will act as strong supports in future, which is 20,600, 20,500. Over there, I like to pick up stock, good stock on TSX. TSX on a day chart is giving you a bottom here, giving you a tick. This is exactly what we call off when we say they are trying to bring in the retailers. It is going up, but your moving averages has gone down, has given you a negative crossover. So this could be a side run, and thereafter it could be a further downslide also. Why do we say that? You will realize it over here. The upper Bollinger Band is flattening and the lower Bollinger Band is curving down. Super trend has flattened, so your upside is capped to only this on a day chart, 22,200. That means your upside is capped to only 400 points. It could give you a dead cat bounce because the US market will give you the bounce and then bring you down back. Again, I will like to use this as sell on rise process and then take my trades accordingly. Is that clear? Any questions to anybody? If there are no questions around, I will ask Kamal to give me the stocks that he wants me to analyze so that we can proceed further. Otherwise, if you have any questions, please shoot your questions immediately. Kamal, what is the first stock?
Yeah, I put in the chat. It's
Just
Tesla.
start Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla and then Nvidia and Apple. Tesla has earnings on 23rd this week.
That is just round the corner. Tuesday. All right. Now, Tesla may have earnings on the corner, but technically speaking, if you look at it, the mid Bollinger Band is curving down, lower Bollinger Band curving down, upper Bollinger Band expanding. From the squeeze, it is converting it to a ballooning, right? Price is below the lower Bollinger Band. Indicators are all in an overbought position. Reversals possibly happening. So I would not trade this stock at least till results, because it is talking about a Marubazu and then 3 black crows. Maximum what can happen, if you ask me, in Tesla just now, if I was to trade Tesla, it could move sideways to come into the band, and then depending upon the results, it will move. But my chances are going down would be a higher probability. So Tesla would go down on a high probability. However, stochastic is the only one which is giving me a possibility of a reversal along with Williams R. But Williams R is 97, 95, 93, 86. So for 4 days, it has been falling. Currently at 97. It could continue at 97, 98 for some time till we don't see a first reversal happening on stochastic or MACD. So as of right now, I will not like to enter the trade on Tesla, at least not till results. I like to wait for Tesla results to happen and then enter later on. Let me try and take this on a weekly chart and see if I can get you the supports. Now look at this support here. 108. 110, 108 Tesla is what I'm looking to buy. Anything between 120 and 110, I will look to buy. Not before that. Because this current price is already below this support. This below support was over here. That is, this was the support price earlier. This is already below the support on the week. So the next support is between 110, 120 alone. If you are looking to buy Tesla, look to buy Tesla only between 120 and 110. Then your first target of Tesla will be approximately around 150. And then second target should be around 175 and third target 200. So you would be looking to buy Tesla only between 110, 120 buying price. First target would be this support at 150, 155. Second target 175. Third target 200. But these are long targets because these are weekly targets. So do not expect these targets within a month. Expect them over a period of approximately 3 to 4 months or more. This is weekly targets. My buying range is very clearly 110, 120. If you look at that range, look at this price. Look at this monthly support at 110, 120. Two of them. At the same time, this support over here. So you should be looking to buy at 110, 120. If this breaks, your stop loss is 100 exactly, which is the low of any of them. The low here is 108. The low here is 101. So your stop loss is 100 or 92 or 95. If you're buying at 110, 120, your stop loss is 95, 98. Straight targets are told to you 170, 190, and 200. Then 250 up. But as of right now, because on the monthly or the daily chart, it's clearly giving me a downtrend. The super trend is falling, not yet flattened also. So that means there is further downside expected. So good buying range on Tesla will be between 120 and 110 only. So appropriate buying price will be 115. Stop loss 95, 98. Targets are already given to you, but I'll repeat that for you: 175 or 150, 155, 155, 175, and then thereafter 195 and 210. 205. Any question on Tesla? Anybody else? Any question on Tesla? We done the
Vivek sir,
month. Yes.
yeah, on monthly chart, if you add EMA 100,
On monthly chart, you want me to add EMA 100. So anyway, all below all of them. All 113. Kamal 113.
yeah, is that exponential moving average?
That is simple. That is
Yeah,
simple. You want me to make it exponential? I'll make it exponential.
yeah.
But it really won't make a difference. really won't make a difference. Exponential is at 138.
Yes. So was wondering whether it can take support at EMA 100.
I would not like to think about it. I would not like to think about it. Because the trend happening 138, possibly a dead cat bounce for some time because of the results, but 120, 110, 120 is a perfect place to buy. Because this is a clear bearish engulfing on the month chart in the month of January, and after that, it has not even crossed 30% of that chart of this engulfing candle. And 1 month engulfed the entire almost right from June to December. 7 months, one candle has engulfed it completely. So don't expect it to come back that fast. Like this one candle, if you ask me, has engulfed all of this. Let me see if I can draw the box for you. You see this entire right from here to here, right from June, he has engulfed this completely. So I would not like to be very worried about bouncing back on Tesla that fast. Single candle has engulfed, and that also bearish engulf. Even if you look at these four candles, giving you a clear downtrend. If the downtrend is to be taken into account, this height of the box is the target down here, which is also coming to this exact location, which is 110.
Yeah. I think that's good, sir. We can
Right. Which is the next one?
NVDA.
NVDA. Well, monthly chart, month not yet complete, and is giving you a bearish engulfing at the upper Bollinger Band. Super trend has turned flat. So your first target on the downside is 587. You're currently at 760. So 587 is also where your 8 moving average is. Number one. Number two, you are a bearish engulfing on the upper Bollinger Band. Number three, look at your Williams R curving down. Number four, stochastic giving you a negative crossover. Number five, MACD about to give you a negative crossover. Histograms have turned from green to red and reducing heights. So, high possibility it could come down here. First support at 590 or 600, around which is also the 8 moving average. Simple moving average. Thereafter, this which is a resistance on the last 3 months, as well as over here, would be 486. That will act as a support, and then support happening at this point of 400. So very strong support levels between 600 and 400. First support at this point of 596, second support at 500, and third support at 400. Every $100 below is giving you a proper support all over. Also note your volumes were there. You have a red candle with a low red candle volume bar, and you still have about 7 days of this month left. So the volume will also be, it all depends how much selling will happen. Right? This is the monthly chart. Weekly chart, one clear Marubazu. Marubazu with red candle, MACD negative, Williams are negative, stochastic negative. You are just at the super trend support of 740. This breaks, you very well know 600 is the 34 moving average. One single candle for the week has cleared entire thing from 26th of February onwards to date. One candle has cleared this entire lot. So the entire last week of February and March has been cleared by 1 week candle. All gains from last week of February to date have been cleanly cleaned off by 1 week candle. And the weekly candles are all giving you negative crossovers. You look at the Bollinger Band, what is happening? Upper Bollinger Band is turned flat. If upper Bollinger Band is turning flat and the lower is still climbing, that means this will curve down and this will give you a repeat curvature down also. Let's check that out on the daily chart. You realize this now? Very clear. Daily support 730 and then way down over here at 600. And a clean Marubazu on the last day of the week. So next week, you are definitely talking about falling further. I'm not even seeing a reversal on any of the parameter other indicators that you're talking about. Neither MACD, nor Williams, nor stochastic, nor super trend, which is just curved down, not yet turned flat. Every moving average is curving down. So where would I buy? That's the first question. I will not buy at 100 moving average, which is exponential over here, which is the next 722. I'm not looking to buy at 722. My first place to buy would be somewhere over here, 660, 675. If I, that also, if I'm put a gun to buy, but once it breaks the 100 moving average, I am not looking to buy till I see a clean reversal sign. This 610. So anything between 670 and 610 is when I will think of buying it. 610 and 670. It's a long range to buy. So buy only in small quantities and buy only in dips to wait for it to happen. Don't expect it to go straight down. It will be a staggered fall, but it will be a fall. Any questions? Want me to add your 200-day moving average also, just to show you a very strong support? 570. Can I change it? Six zero three, which is exactly where I told you. I'd given you all instructions to buy between 670 and 610. 603 is 150 moving average. Well, by that time it comes over here, these will be really in an oversold position, and there would be a possibility of a turnaround expected around this level of 610 and 650. If somebody really wants to put a price or a value between 610 and 670, the amount comes to about 1280, about 635, 640 is where I would buy it. I could put my orders to buy at 635 or 640, buy and with a stop loss of 600 and take it up. Amal, the next stock.
Apple.
Why does somebody want to enter into Apple at this point of time? Last 4 months of regular fall. You should be looking very carefully because the last 4 months of fall, each candle is worse. Each candle is worse than the preceding candle. You had an inverted hammer here, inverted hammer here, inverted hammer here, and a Marubazu here, and you are at your monthly resistance of 165. This will crack down and break. If this cracks down and breaks, your straight support is over here at 135 or at 125 or lower, 120, 106. I'm not looking at 106, but I'm definitely looking at 125. Around 120, 130, I'll let you think about buying it. Not before that. Or even 140. Between 130 and 140, I'll be a buyer. But four black candles, red candles, four black crows. Now, if you look at it, when I'm saying 130, 140, look at a 34 moving average, 146. 147, 140, 146. So I'm looking to buy between 130 or 130 and 140. 130, 140 is what I'm going to look to buy on a monthly chart. Indicators, negative crossovers, going down, very clean negative stochastic, no chance of reversal, of even thinking of reversal. Upper turning flat, this one turned flat and curving down. Lower body of band turned flat and curving down. 8 moving average, clearly curving down. Price below the 8 moving average, price almost at 20 or below 20 at 34 moving average. If 34 breaks, which is just around the corner, the next target is 146, which is a 100 moving average. So clearly down. This is the monthly chart. Weekly chart, clean Marubazu. Super trend, clearly down, turning flat. They did try to push it up, but again, selling pressures and bringing it down. Indicators, all negative crossovers done. Here, Bollinger Band is clearly flat, upper Bollinger Band, lower Bollinger Band is clearly curving down. Mid Bollinger Band is clearly curving down. Chances are it will go down. Currently at this level, the first target on going down is expected to be at 145. If somebody really wants to trade this, buy a put, buy puts of about current market price only, 160. Strike price 165, 170, or even 175. But expiry should be made. You can buy 175 Apple puts for May end expiry, last of the May or first week of June, and watch your trade, enjoying and taking profits. The first target on the way down is approximately 145. Very clear. Stop loss is the high point over here. High over here is 178, 180. Anything above when it touches 180, you will exit your puts because that is your stop loss. When your spot price of Apple touches 180, which is the high here also, which is 178, 178.67, 178.36. So minute you get a spot price of 180, you will exit your put position and book your losses. But if you're taking a May end expiry for 170, 180 expiry, you will always make good money in Apple puts. This is weekly chart. Let's see the day chart. In the day chart, I can again look at the same thing. The high over here is 178. Look at this 1 week of all black crows going down. And the super trend has just turned negative. So you can comfortably, if you ask me, comfortably take a put blindfoldedly. Again, I'm repeating, look at the upper Bollinger Band curving down. Look at your mid Bollinger Band curving down. Look at lower Bollinger Band flattish but going down. Look at the volume going up and price coming down. So Apple is a good trade to buy in puts, what I would say. Any other stocks left? Oh, you have Shopify, Lulu, and KE.
Yes. Shop on
Shopify,
TSX. On
ASX.
yeah, 20.
Now, TSX, as I also told you earlier, is playing different as compared to Dow Jones and Nasdaq. But TSX on monthly is still giving you a negative connotation, negative trends in the indicators below here. However, your super trend has not yet changed. So your stop loss on super trend is somewhere at 61, which is very far away. I really can't wait. Now, he is taking support of 20 moving average, which is 73, and even 8 moving average. So Shopify can come down because the last candle is bearish and bad, looking bad. Negative crossover of 8 and 20 over here at 34 moving average. You are at 34 moving average and you are at your support of super trend at 93.19, 93.20. So in Shopify on TSX, I would like to be a buyer only because the squeeze is happening. There is a Bollinger Band squeeze happening and you are at the super trend, first trend being tested at 93. I would like to be a buyer for a short target of 103 or even 108, 109. Don't expect it to go above 110, definitely. You may get a bounce back here. Why am I saying you're going to get a bounce back? Because the Bollinger Bands are squeezing as well as your Williams R has fallen and curved or flattened. I'm banking it on two parameters, though still not confirmed, but I'm banking only on these two parameters. Minute I see a stochastic crossover even about to form, I could enter the trade for a target of 108, 109, 110. Also, your mid Bollinger Band is at 104. But all based on your indicators giving you some more confirmation. Why am I saying it's important? Because Bollinger Bands are suddenly after the expansion and ballooning, it is squeezed off, narrowed, and you have a very strong support of not one, but three different indicators. Moving average 34, moving average 100, and super trend, all in the same vicinity. All in the same vicinity of 90 and 93, 93, 95. 90, 93, 95 is all close by. So, which is the reason why I'm optimistic because only 8 and 20 crossover has happened and it can always go back up. And why do I say to go back up? Is because your Dow Jones is expected to give you a dead cat bounce, and that is the bounce that will take up even TSX and the other stocks on the Canadian stock market. This is the weekly chart. A chart, lower Bollinger Band, sideways. It tried to go up, but gave you a negative thing. And in the day chart, you look at the MACD. MACD is trying to cross over. Let me show that to you. You see that? MACD is trying to cross over. Histograms have turned positive. There is a crossover happening, but it will not be a very big pump up. Williams R, it is moving up, and stochastic has also given you a crossover. Ooh. This stochastic is also giving you a crossover. There is a high probability of it going up for a short duration and then going down. But yes, the targets are small. I would say 108, 109, 110 upper limit. But very clearly, your stop losses is 93.90 or anything between 90 and 93. You can keep your stop loss, or you can keep it for buying at about 93.50 or 93.75. Buy around 93.94 or 93.50, 93.75 for a target of 104, 108, and 109. Which is the next we have. Any question on Shopify?
Rutraj, Gridhar, Sahasan, if you have any of your stock requests, feel free to ask.
Look at the falling market. Though this is a green candle here, I'm still considering it to be 4 black crows. Now, these 4 candles have actually cleaned off entire climb right from the month of April 2023. The entire effort of this stock to climb up has been negated in the last 4 months. And this current month is yet to top up. However, the support on this is anything at 291 or at 250. 291 was the support tested, in this zone, support tested here, here, and should get tested again. Monthly supports are difficult to break, so 290 should be a strong support to buy or nibble at least, and your stop loss should be at 250. If you're buying it something at 290 on a monthly chart, your first target will be somewhere over here, 460, and then 500. So you're buying it at about 290, 300, stop loss of 250, target of about 460 and 500. But these are monthly charts, so expect long wait for your targets to be achieved. The indicators are still in negative crossover, so please wait patiently before entering. Market is expected to go further down. If you look at it very clearly, your 100 moving average is also at 263, which is exactly where I'm asking you to buy and keep your stop losses also. So you are a buyer between 290 and 260, and 263 is a 100 moving average. So you should be placing your order to buy around 265 or 268 with a stop loss of very clear stop loss of 225 or 230. Targets already told to you. We can look at target of 440, 475, and 500, and 500, even 500 and above. Monthly chart. Check this on the weekly chart, and you will see after big falls, you get one green candle as a ray of hope, which is why somebody has requested for this candle, this information. Because he on a weekly chart sees a crossover happening, and he expects, I assume, he is expecting this to come up all the way up to this level, which is almost 402. So if I am forced to take a trade, the low is 330 here and the low is 336. I can take this trade with a stop loss of 325. First target is 400. For $25 stop loss of $50 profit, 1:2 risk reward ratio. But keep that in mind, you are below your 200 moving average. Oh, you're below your 150-day moving average. So you are weak. MACD has not given you a crossover. Williams R is thinking about giving you a crossover. Stochastic has just touched upon it, enticing retailers to enter the trade. I will not like to wait. I like to wait for some more time before I enter this trade. Day chart, yeah, it goes out of the Bollinger Band, goes sideways, falls, goes sideways, falls, goes sideways, falls. I'm not yet in the mood to buy. Though I've seen white, four marching soldiers here. Last week it has given you a low, so which is why I said you could be a buyer with very clear stop loss of 325, but keep one thing in mind, volumes are very, very low. So possibly consolidation happening here, but be a buyer only at 320, the stop loss of 325 and targets are very clearly from here 400, 425 and clear. But you realize 150 is on top and then your other targets. So all your moving averages are in the reverse order. If they're in the reverse order, you please stay out of it. At least till you don't see any clean crossover happening. At least the 8 and 15 or 8 and 20 should give you a crossover. Your super trend is over here at 357. So you should be a buyer only above 360 for a target of 4. If you really must. Otherwise, at this point of time, no. Any questions on this? Nike, clear cut box, clear cut box movement happening over here. Monthly chart, this is a support. 80. Super trend curving down. Upper Bollinger Band turned flat, lower Bollinger Band curving down. Last candle, doji, prior candle, red marubazu. Indicators all in a bearish mode. So if you were to buy this, your buy price should be 80, 81, 82. 80, 82 is where you should be buying it. Anything between 80 and 82 is what you should be thinking to buy after seeing a reversal sign. There is ballooning, there is squeeze, but with the squeeze, the lower Bollinger Band is curving down and the upper is flattening. So there could be a short squeeze and it could come down. And you could be at on levels of 2019, 2020 also. If this breaks, then your targets for going down are much higher. If this breaks, then your target going down are all the way up to 70. If 80 breaks, 70 is around the corner. And super trend has just turned after the flat thing, it has just turned down. So expect it to go further down. If you have to buy, you're buying it only around this price between 80, 82, not before that. Yeah, monthly chart. Somebody taking on a weekly chart trade, who are at this support here. This support has been tested once. Lower support is over here at 80. Super trend has turned negative, going down. Now, in the weekly chart, clearly trend is down, flattish and curving down. Expect more downward movement, right? Day chart. In the day chart, however, is giving you an uptrend on the super trend, has changed the direction. If you have to buy this now, look at your indicators also. MACD is just at the zero line, has already curved in ahead. Williams R is at 22 and was at 3 and curving down, right? Stochastic had gone up and about to curve down. Now, this can always fall up to the super trend level of 90, 91, 90.5 very easily. Again, your moving averages are all in the reverse order. And this is what we mean. Consolidation sideways, fall, sideways, and again fall. Any questions on Nike? AI. All right. Last year it went up. This year it's on the way down, testing supports very clearly at 13 or between 13 and 14. Very clear support testing. Do you want me to buy this? Look at that. MACD is in flat. No movement. Williams are curving down. Stochastic negative. These are monthly charts. So very clear. Like to wait. I would like to wait. I would not like to miss. Weekly chart 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 months of regular red candle. No chance of any reversal on any of the indicators. Very low volumes. Very low volumes. Whereas last year, look at this. It was giving you good volumes. But now, all of a sudden, volumes are dead. Right? And Super 10 has just turned negative. I don't see a reason why. If I have to buy this, my buying price will be the around 16, around $17. But that is the weekly support here. But if $17 breaks, then this is my, or at $17, my stop loss is $15. I can buy this with a 17 at $17, $2 stop loss, clear target markets for this at 2022, 23, 2022 at 24. But again, if you look at it very clearly, there's a box movement happening in between this, and it has just broken the box. Let me show that box to you. If the box has broken out, your target is this height of this box on the lower side. So you can look at a target of approximately around this much, 13, 14, or 15, which is exactly where here we are talking about. I am talking about now being a buyer only at between 1425 and 1475, not before that, with a very clear stop loss of $14. I will not like to touch this in buying before that, because the super trend on the weekly is also giving me a negative with no flattening happening. So that's the way it's giving me a weekly chart, day charts. Lovely. Fall, 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 fall. Out of the lower Bollinger Band, sideways. Super trend has just turned flat. So my upper target is 23. Buying from here at 23. But that's a risk. It could always fall further. If I'm buying it over here, the low is, let me see the low here. The low is 20.54, 20.45, 20.34, 20.23. So if I am buying it at 20.7 or anywhere, my stop loss is 20, target is 23. All right.
Yes, sir. San has requested
Yeah,
BB.
I just take Bashan. You want Bollinger Band, Toronto, or
Black Blackberry on.
is this what you're looking for? Yeah, I have my reservations on BlackBerry, which I'm always tell you. I'm not happy with this company. Sideways movement for a very long duration of time. I'm genuinely not happy, and I have my reservations for that. Are you in the trade? You can unmute and speak if you want to. Yeah, very clearly. This is now nothing but a penny stock, if you ask me. It will keep giving you ups and downs, but look at the candles and you will realize these are all negative and bearish candles. Right from here, from 9th of from September 2023, all candles are all bearish candles. Super trend down, turn flat. You are below your 8 moving average. Even if you shoot up, 8 moving average is acting like your resistance. It acted over here, acted over here, acted over here. If this moves up, your first target is your 8 moving average only, which is nothing but 4.5 monthly chart. It gives you a crossover, but I don't expect it to go up because if you look at it, it falls, it goes sideways and falls back. Now this is the fall here, touched here again, it touched here again, and below this price. Now, if you look at it, the last time it was at 3.78, and you will be surprised when 2003 monthly chart 2003, right? So that is the extent it has fallen down. Why should I, even as a trader, think about investing in this company? Which is, if you look at this, please look at this very carefully. Please look at this very, very carefully. It's a pure box movement. You can see this box movement happening from here. How many months or how many years do you want me to wait? 2012. Look at the box movement. And your prices are clearly known to you. 16 on top and rock bottom known to you. I could raise this up further if I want to. Why should you look at it? 2013. It's an ocean out there. I don't know why we're looking at BlackBerry, but yes, if you're looking at BlackBerry, all these three are negative candles, bearish candles. No signs of reversal. Even if it goes up, very clearly your target is 4.25. Or if you're very lucky, next target is middle Bollinger Band 5.68, which I don't think you will touch easily. And then upper target is 6.8. But this high is 5.93. So your upper target is a 5.93 only. Don't even look at 6. And I don't, unless you have some internal news about BlackBerry, I would not like to touch BlackBerry. And that was the monthly chart, weekly chart. Unless you're already in the trade. If you're in the trade, let me know. Then we can suggest to you accordingly. Are you in the trade, Chan? Look at this. 3.4. Buying at 3.4, selling at 4.2. Weekly. Again, you are below your 20 moving average. So always below your 20 moving average. Change this to daily. And things will change. But what are your movement from? You're moving from 3.3 to 4.3. Just a $1 movement. Yes, penny stocks will move $1, but it's a risk you're taking. So if you have to buy this, you buy it from here on the lower Bollinger Band at about 3.3, 3.4 for a target of about 4.1, 4.2, 4.25 upper limit. Because your 100 moving average, 150 moving average are all up and down. Your super trend had turned and turned flattish. It could always turn bearish and go down. So you're buying this with a very clear entry at 3.4, 3.45 with a clear stop loss of 3.3 or 3.25. On a day chart, if you're buying it, you're buying it. I'm repeating this for you, Shan. If you're buying it, you buy it at 3.4, 3.45, stop loss of 3.3 or 3.25, target of 4.1, 4.2 upper limit. But very strong stop losses, very strong booking profits. Don't expect big targets here. Right? Any questions by anybody here? And if you want, you can unmute. Girdhara, you can also unmute. Saha, unmute and ask if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'm done for the day.
So, since there are no questions, so Amar, Girdhar, if you have any stock request, please feel free to ask. If not, Vivek sir, just to end, if you could take
Sir, AMD or semis in general?
AMD. Vivek sir, you got muted.
All right. All right. Aditya, after a good long month line, you have a bearish candle. This one bearish candle has taken out two candles already. 2 months of work has been removed by just 1 month of candle. It's very low volumes. Right? Let's look at the weekly chart here. This monthly chart will be confusing. On the weekly chart, you're basically seeing three black rows. You're seeing a 150 or a 200 moving average on top, 8, 150, 100, then 20. You're currently at the 20 moving average, which is the mid Bollinger Band. Right? The lower Bollinger Band is climbing, upper Bollinger Band is flattening and trying to curve down. But there is hope here that this may work on sideways because this Bollinger Band, this Marubazu is still maintaining a heavy pressure. Now, in this Marubazu, if this level of 32 or 30 is not breached, this Marubazu will still continue to act like a very strong sword. So the mid of the Marubazu, which is the high and the low, is 24, 25 and 35. That means at 30. At 30, if you look at it, is also your 34 moving average. So till 30 is held, it will bounce back. That means till 30 is held, this Marubazu candle will be valid. On the break of 30, the effect of Marubazu will be lost And then you can look for lower target of about 24 or even lower at 21. So how do you trade this on a weekly basis? I will be a buyer around 31.50. At 31.50, I could be a buyer for a very small target of 37, which is the resistance here on the weekly chart. I could be a buyer from 31.50 and to a target of 37. At 31, I would have expected them to also give me a curvature. But at 31, I'm not expecting 31 to be reached in a week, possibly within the next 2 weeks, within a fortnight, it should be there. So I could be buying it around there on a weekly chart. That means my targets will also take about a month or two to reach. On the daily chart, I'm very clear. It's on a downtrend. Look at this stochastic curving down. Williams are curving down, and MACD definitely trying to curve down. Super trend curving down. If this is now down, our target of lower targets actually could not be even 29.30 because the first target is over here, which is a low over here, which is 32.53. But if 32.53 gets broken, then you have something called a gap happening in the month of February. This gap has to get filled in. You can go all the way down from 29.76 to 26. This gap has to get filled in. And this gap was created on 11th of January. If this gap has to get filled in, it has to come down to almost 26.31. Where are you currently? You're currently here at 33. You have to come down to 26, 26.50. On the day chart, be very careful to buy. You could be buying it at 29.30 also, as has been told to you earlier, with a very strict stop loss. Because below this price of 32, there is no support till 29. From 32, it will comfortably touch 29. And if 29 gets broken, 26 is a short confirmation. And this is a day chart. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this curving down. Look at lower Bollinger Band curving down. So it will come down. Right? Shan, does that answer you? AMD in particular, who were requested for that? That were done by AMD was requested by Giridhara. Giridhara, very clear. Last month candle, inverted hammer at the top. This month currently Marubazu, he has cleared off everything from January to March in 1 month. Negative crossover on MACD, Williams are falling, stochastic has definitely given you a negative crossover, and your support, first support is at 115 on the support trend levels, which is also the 115 levels over here. So the first support is 150, 120, 120. So you could be thinking of a buyer at 120 for a small dip up of about 150, 160 on a monthly chart. Check this out on a weekly chart. You're falling. The support trend has just turned negative. Look to buy now around this level of 95 or around a level of 120, which also is your 100-day moving average. Even on the weekly charts, negative crossover, negative, negative. No chance of seeing reversals so far. So whenever you see a crossover on stochastic or MACD, only then will you think of buying it. There are no reversals even on weekly chart. AMD also, I like to wait. On the day chart, you are already below your support at 160. 160 has been broken by this Marubazu candle over here. Now you are currently at your, which was a resistance here, is now the support almost at your 150 or 200-day moving average. If this breaks, the next support level is at here at 132. Then you will only look at around 132 or 125, 130 to buy. And if that breaks, 115. And your indicators are all bearish. Support trend completely curving down. No chances of flattening. Your crossover of 8 and 100 is also taking place. So a death crossover is also about to take place. So expect this further down. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Most welcome. Which is the other one you'd asked me to take up?
SMH.
SMH. Are you holding it?
It's a semiconductor index, SMH or SOX.
Do you want to do that SMHI or which one?
SMH, first ones. So it's an index semiconductor tier.
I hold AMD from 181. So just checking. Thank you.
You got AMD at 181.
Yeah.
When was that? That must have been ages ago.
Recently when it spiked, I thought of entering and entered it with a support, but I couldn't take it out. That red candle, the Maribazu that you saw there.
4th of
That
April.
white.
That is 4th of April Marubazu candle.
Yeah, that wiped my. I mean, I couldn't get out at that time. So
This was bad because this Marubazu cleaned off everybody. But anyway, then I would
yeah,
only hope for you to either what you should do is at the price that I've told you around 125, 130, add
average
more,
it. Huh?
average it, and then take it up. And then minute you get a first spike, get out of it. But you may
One,
get a spike in this
one,
in between.
did you say 160 as the first target?
I gave you the first target of about 160 here. This is the support here, which will now act like a resistance at 160.
160. Okay.
160 should be the 160 should be the next resistance levels. After 160, your resistance levels are 172, 173. Two resistances, 160 and 172, 173. So if you get something around 130 or 129, 130, average if you can buy and then take it up and get out at a higher price. So that at least you get a principal capital back.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Which is the next one you said? SMH, am I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just in general. In general, okay, nothing specific.
SMH, let's take the index. So index has just turned bearish, engulfed the previous candle and given you the negative signals. Now you time this with your geopolitical scenarios and you will realize the war has actually affected it. This is a weekly chart. So in one weekly candle, he has removed every effort from December 2020, from 12th of February 2024 to date. And conversely, all indicators are bearish here. Whereas in the monthly chart, they were just, stochastic has turned bearish, Williams has turned bearish, and MACD is just starting to turn bearish. But on the day chart, you will realize super trend is clearly down. 100 moving average touched, 150 on the route. So on the day chart, he clearly says, I'm ready to go all the way down. But this is already touched all the way down to here. About 184. Another $15 down is expected. And on the day chart, every indicator is talking about turning bearish. You can comfortably say your first target here is $15 away on the downside, 185.
Next, sir, I think there is a gap as well, right, that it needs to close on the day chart, maybe in Jan something,
This one,
below 185. No, towards your left, a bit towards the AI over there, yeah.
that is January 16th. You got, Ditya, you really got better eyes than me here. Now look,
Thank you, sir.
look, this candle has closed this gap. Right? Aditya? 21st and 22nd
Yeah,
February,
yeah,
this
it closed that. Yeah,
candle has closed this gap. So
yeah,
one gap is covered.
yeah,
Next gap to be covered is going to be in
yeah. Over there, sir,
January.
towards a bit towards your right. Yeah, over there, yeah.
This gap. 1 second. Let me try and expand it. This gap. Talking about this gap. That's 174. Yes, this gap has to get filled. 174. This gap is almost filled in, and this gap is about to get filled in at 174. So now, if this has to fill in, this has to come all the way here. And on the day chart, these have just turned bearish. You can expect them to come down. Yeah. Anybody else? Any questions?
Yes, sir. You can take a reverse of that SOXS. So SMH follows the semiconductor index SOX, and inverse of that is SOXS.
clear. After a box, narrow squeeze is suddenly shooting out. So this first target is 54 or 53.70. 53.70 is what I would look at first. Then I would look at 63 and then 73. 53, 63, 73 are the first three targets. And the trend on the day chart has just turned up. The upward trend has just turned up. Bollinger Bands just expanded. For here, this target 78 and then higher. 53, 63, 73, three targets. But very clearly, when you're trading on this, trade with clean stop losses. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Vivek, sir. We are
Most welcome.
over time, but just before we close, I wanted to share that our Grow Money trading course next batch will be starting from 4th of May. And for those who would be interested in learning about the course, what is the content of the course and how we go about the course structure, we would be having an orientation session next Sunday at 11 a.m. So please feel free to join the orientation session and share with those who would be interested in joining the next batch of our course. So you can find the information on our website, growmoneytrading.com, and please feel free to reach out to us if you need any additional information before the orientation. And also, if you would like to know how to join the orientation, I would be sharing the information in the GMT community group before the orientation session. If you have already attended any of our previous orientation sessions and would be interested in enrolling in the course, you can visit the website and register on the course page. So with that, I will stop sharing. And is there any last question from anybody on this call? Okay, I'll take silence as no. And thank you all for joining and hope you all benefit from the analysis which Vivek sir shared of the indexes and various stocks. And you can plan to take your trades based on the analysis. The overall summary of the analysis is that we can expect market to be bearish. So if you are already on any long positions, you could plan to book your profits or close your positions and watch for quick trades if you are planning to take any trades in the coming week. Unless if you are trading in options wherein you could prefer to take put options. Right. So with that, thank you all and hope you all have a good profitable week and we'll see you all in the next